Support Laneside. Get something cool.
All right, it is me. It is me. It is the Bearded Beast, Rob Johnson. Here, going to be joined in a moment by Scoops. We're actually going to have a semi-full house tonight. As advertised, we are going to be laying out and drilling 2 balls today. Hey, Sated Lord, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to follow us, subscribe to us, like us. This is a really cool idea that we'd like to keep going. So the feedback that you all give us will kind of help us develop this show. So we're going to drill the Radical Double Cross and the Black-Blue Knockout from Brunswick. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch cameras, and I am going to feed over, and Scoops is going to be over here on our computer side, and I'm going to move into the layout room. Ooh. There we go. All right. Out comes Rob. In goes Scoops.
2 cameras at the same time. Look at that.
Let's see here. Yeah, now you can get your mask off there. You're good. Everything's been made all pretty nice for us today. If you guys have any questions or anything, please please throw them into the chat here. I do have access to it back here in the drill room. And you can see it up there too, can't you, Nick?
Where would it be?
On your screen there. Probably to your right a little bit. Oh, wait a second. I might have taken yours away. Of course. Wait for you to get your mask back on. All right, there we go. Yes, I might have taken your chat away. All right. Your chat's going to be right up here.
Oh, okay.
Right up there on the screen. It's small, I'm sorry. I still have to adjust some things.
I wish I could tell you what ball I've been throwing in 2022 because I haven't thrown one at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are still in lockdown here in Canada. Went in on January 5th, and we're hoping to be out on the 26th.
We were supposed to start bowling on the 5th.
Yes.
We were supposed to start bowling on the 5th, and yeah, they said nope.
All right. Oh, look at that. Looking good boys. She must be talking about you.
I have to say, though, that pink and black does look sexy.
You know what? I would say probably... Why don't we talk about, while I'm laying some stuff out here, why don't we talk about the best ball we saw coming out of 2021? The things that we saw the most out of.
Oh.
So, and while we begin, we have the Black-Blue Knockout. From Brunswick, this has the melee core in it that we saw in the melee series, the Knockout Black. We've seen kind of a version of it in the melee jabs. Kind of excited about this ball because it's, well, the core that I like and a cover I like. I love the melee hook, or melee hook, or however we want to pronounce it. We're Canadian, so...
And is that gold sparkle in that one?
That is. As we have maintained we've said this for a while, gold sparkle hooks more.
We've been saying it before they officially said it.
That's right.
We've thrown other brands that had gold sparkle in it and made it called hook like crazy.
Alright, so as always, we're going to be doing dual angle. If you don't know dual angle, but you are into VLS, you can get a converter online for free. It's a little spreadsheet, and it'll convert one to the other so that you can do the same layouts that we're doing. So with this is going to be
bigger hooking symmetrical. This is going to be one that's going to start up pretty early in heavier oil. In the past, when we've seen these kind of balls, we've called them slower, or not what would it call them? Sweeping hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are more of a swinging or arcing motion, kind of not a hockey stick.
Yeah. Now, I think because of this sparkle that they've added in here, what it's allowed them to do is to change the cover stock slightly, so it gets down a little bit cleaner and still has traction in the mid lane. That's going to produce a little bit more reaction, a little bit more motion in the mid lane. So rather than being kind of slow and blah, getting around, you're going to see a little bit more snap down lane.
Yeah.
I know AJ Chapman is in love with his. Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Jacob threw one, didn't he, for one game in his 800 first?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if Graham had one in his bag too. I knew he'd throw an 8-something first block at his league too. So.
Yeah, when the knockout came out, everyone loved it too. I think Jason Sterner had like a billion of them, and he loved every one of them.
I think it was one of the first balls that Jacob drilled that wasn't urethane from Brunswick.
Could be.
When the companies combined, I know.
So this one here, I wanted to put on a relatively strong layout. So I was looking at a 4.5-inch pin to pap. That's going to be a fairly, it's going to be very high flaring, but as a symmetrical 4.5-inch pin is going to push it down a little bit farther for its reaction. We're going to go with a 35-degree valve on it, so once it sees that friction, it's going to react pretty quickly to it. And even though it's a symmetrical and drill angles don't make a significant difference in it, we're going to go with a 55-degree drill angle, just so that the majority of matched players have an exact layout that they can use. That's right. So, Nick,
Yes.
what was your favorite ball in 2021?
I had two of them.
Okay, what were they?
Both were purple. I finally got a chance to throw the purple urethane by hammer, which is the Brunswick version of it. But, it was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. And then I got a chance to buy the Black Widow purple pearl urethane, and that was worth every penny I spent on that.
Yeah,
It is a hook monster in a way that it just gave me more of a. It's hard to explain how I felt about it. It's like a reaction that a resin ball would kind of give me, but still had the urethane control, so I can keep straight and play. Because on our house shots lately, and I'm sure other people have seen it too, with the changing dynamics of not having as much oil on and the clipping and stuff like that, it was you really want to play a lot straighter, give yourself more room for error.
okay.
At least the way I find it, because I don't have enough rev rate to really swing it and make it come back. And some of the other guys are, can just slow roll it a little bit more. But those two balls were money for me. I mean, I almost shot 800 twice, I think. I was getting there a couple times, but just came up short.
That's okay.
290 or 289. The second time I threw the Widow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't get to throw my purple as much as I would like. With the pandemic, we haven't had tournaments to go to.
yeah.
You're right, Sainted Lord. I think Scoops is going to love that double cross. So I haven't gotten to play it as much. On a house shot, the purple was almost too much. Because it was so strong, I had to play, where I had to play it, I didn't have any friction to get it to hook down lane where I needed it to. So it would read the fronts and then just kind of die.
Yeah.
So when you decided to get the Widow, I was not going to talk you out of it.
No. I was lucky enough to stash away 2 balls. I had Lock, original Storm Lock,
Yep.
and Jackal LE. And I got a chance to sell both those, and that's what I spent the money, took the money and bought it.
That was a fine use of that money. I will tell you that. So when I threw the Widow, I liked it for house shot. I liked it better than the purple because I could set the distance. Like yours has a pretty aggressive drill angle on it.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going whereabouts on the lane it was going to hook. Where on the purple, because it's continuously hooking, being asymmetrical, sometimes it almost became too much.
I'm starting to throw a lot more symmetrical again on our house shot, which is what I got away from. We used to throw majority symmetrics, and then went to asymmetrics to help control the shot, and now it's kind of gone the other way again.
Yeah, well, the change in the rules, changes in season, changes in technology has made a big impact. So, other than the purples, what was your favorite ball that you threw this year?
I enjoyed the Black Widow only got to test it.
Yep.
Can't forget that. The track proof.
Oh, yeah.
Hybrid.
That was one that came out during the pandemic early and did not get enough love.
Yes. Oh my God.
But-
I shot 280 with it, I think, and 300.
Yeah.
And like within 3 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
It was,
By the time we got the centers open, it had already been discontinued, which was a shame because that ball was amazing. Now, speaking of that, didn't it have gold sparkle in it too?
yes, it does.
Just like this guy.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. While we've been blabbering on here, let's take a look at what I've done. So you can see we've gone 55 degrees, 4.5 inches pin to pap at 35 degree val. That's put our layout right here. It's put our pin just above the ring finger. Now, let's just make sure that I've left some room there. Oh my goodness. It is dead on 2 inches. Which means it's totally warranty safe.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I always forget. And if I forget, then other people might have. When you're doing your center cross,
Yep.
not your center linear grip, the one coming across,
This-
your distance,
Yep.
how do you know where to come off your valve line?
Okay. Let's do that on the double cross.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go, because I can take everybody through it.
Yeah.
So we've gone here. This is going to be fairly strong in the mid lane. It's going to flare up a little bit later. And it's going to see the friction pretty quickly. I'm excited to see this one hit the lanes. Let's switch over here. And bring the double cross.
The one that everybody's excited for, and my dad's asked Rob to buy ever since he saw the first talk about it. So.
Yeah. Can I ask, do you feel companies are releasing too many balls too fast, especially during the pandemic? To be honest with you, they have not released as many balls as they have in the past. They actually slowed down over the last 2 years during the pandemic. There's a couple of balls that we're seeing now that were actually pushed off from the beginning of last year that they've held back on and kind of delayed release and such. So in that regards, they're doing less. Are there a lot of balls coming out? For Canada, it's been pretty rough. Our bowling centers were open for, 3.5 months?
Yeah.
We
We got one half of the league in.
Yeah, we got half a league in before we got shut down again. So for Canada, we've missed a few of the launches. It's been pretty tough for us. In the U.S., people are still going strong. There's still tons of tournaments going on and tons of people bowling.
I think it looks like a lot more because now we're down to like 2 really big companies, 1 decent sized company, and
the new kids on the block?
yeah, the new kids, yeah. So it looks like there's a lot coming out, when it's probably the same amount that was coming out before. It's just because they're being pushed together on their sites.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
Storm Global and
Roto.
pushing everything on each other's sites, and same with Brunswick using all 7 other platforms to kind of let people know what's out there, right?
Yep. So it does seem like a lot, but honestly, like I look back at the amount of videos we've done in the last couple of years and the amount of releases, and there has been a significant dip in the amount of releases.
They used to be three to four of everything. Now it's kind of like you're lucky to get 2.
Yeah, well, I can remember a time when it was 3 per brand per quarter.
Yeah.
So we'd end up doing 21 to 24 videos a quarter. So now we're getting like 24 a year.
Yeah.
So double cross here. This is the U73 cover stock, which is the slightly harder version of the Purple Hammer. This is because of the rule changes to keep it legal going forward. It must be at least a durometer rating of 73, which this hits perfectly.
And as you said, going forward, that doesn't mean all your purples and everything made prior to that is not.
That's right. Just because the new stuff has to be harder doesn't mean you can't throw the other stuff. They're still perfectly legal. So for this, we know it has a pretty big core in it for a urethane ball. The RG on this, let me just double check my notes as I shake the world.
I know somebody had to throw a second one because it flared too much for them.
Yeah, this is a 2.528. So this is a medium. Let's call this a medium low differential. A little slightly, medium. Medium RG. Sorry. 035 diff. That is double the differential of the 15-pound Purple Hammer. Now I learned something talking to some of the tour guys. Did you know that a lot of the tour guys would throw 16-pound purples even though they normally throw 15s?
Is that because of the differential?
Yes, when they got to 16 pounds, the differential in the purple goes up to like 030.
That's stuff we don't know.
I had no idea. I mean, it was public knowledge. They put it out on the website and because they show the cores and everything. But yeah, that's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now you don't have to do that. You can get a double cross, which flares even more than that, and has already shown a whole bunch of success. Let's talk about Graham Faw.
Yeah.
What do you average? Like 250 something for 4 rounds with a double cross?
That was, he just got to drill that stuff up recently, and
Yeah, first tournament with Brunswick, fellow Canadian. Welcome to the family, and welcome to the team. And he destroyed just about everybody with the double cross. It almost seemed unfair.
this will be the ball that everybody's crying about. So,
Yeah,
urethane illegal.
they're going to complain that like, even though it's a durometer of 73, Phil has figured out a way that over a certain amount of games the surface gets softer or something. And they'll be like, oh, that's what they're doing.
Go check it again.
Yeah. So let's talk about laying it out. You had a great question there, Scoops. Start with our line here. Symmetrical ball. Line goes from our pin through our CG.
Okay, before you go, you were talking about how the next one doesn't really matter. Your valve, right? On a symmetric ball.
Oh, hold on. We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Symmetric. balls, the drill angle.
The drill.
Yes, the drill angle technically doesn't matter.
So would there really be a difference between a 0 and a 90?
Yes.
See, so it is a slight difference if you're going extreme.
Mathematicians, even Mo himself, has said over time, the drill angle makes an insignificant impact on the layout, but it does have some kind of impact. So I think it's statistically insignificant impact. So that would be less than 2%, less than 1% impact.
So it's more important to cover the stock itself.
Yes, on that's why we say on symmetricals that the drill angle really doesn't matter. Focus on your pin to pap, your valve angle, and your surface. Surface number 1. So drill angle, so it looks like everybody else's. Let's go with 55 again. Why not? And we're going to go 5 inches. Now, as a low tilt guy, a 5-inch pin to pap is a scary number for me, because that's a number that loses tilt. However, I've been working on some new tricks. So I can now raise my tilt to about 13 degrees when I have to. So I want to see the difference in motion. Also, because Scoops is the king of urethane, I'm pretty sure this is going to end up going in his bag, and since he has tilt, it's just going to become a monster for him. So I'm just, making sure it's going to go where it has to go. Valve angle. Steal it first? Yeah. Oh, this might look really good because he really liked the Purple Widow too. Valve angle. This is how quickly it's going to see that friction. With urethanes, as a rule, I tend to not. I don't think I've seen one drilled with a valve angle more than about 45. Because it's already a really slow cover stock, slow meaning it uses up a lot of energy in the front, so it doesn't have a lot of motion down lane.
Putting a big angle on is just kind of neuter.
Yeah, it would just make it go straight.
Yeah.
What I've seen, the pretty standard for your professional, for what I've seen from my national players and from other countries' national players, it's about 35 degrees. So it's gonna be fairly quick response for a layout. Now you asked for our pap here. How do you figure out what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, I know you come down the line if you're down, if you're up. Right?
Yeah. So the pap that we're using right here is 5 7/8 inches over and 1/4 inch up. So when you are working backwards from your valve angle to lay out your ball, you do the opposite of what your pap is. So if we're 1/4 up, we go 1/4 down. So from there to there, and then we just draw 5 7/8 over.
Zero your prosec on your valve.
That's right.
Draw it across. Okay.
Boom. Ooh, this kind of looks spicy. Okay, I know this is I know it can't be done, but I would love to see somebody have a nice cool logo like this somewhere and around this area. Nice little small. Do you remember the lasers from Brunswick?
Yeah.
Be able to shift like a cover shift or something so you can get the big old wagon wheel. Nobody has good logo. I mean, Radical has a really nice one, but there's not a lot of good logos in that area anymore.
We put the purple one on pretty close in my map, I think.
We did. But
People keep saying that it just tumbles down the lane. It's not really rolling.
ooh, this should be interesting. All right. So I measured back the 5 7/8, and this here. This is our center line. This is the center of grip, center line and grip line, and now I'm just measuring back for my switch grips. Boom, and now this should be interesting to see if this is going to be drill legal. I think it's going to be close. Ooh, I think it's going to be okay.
It's a little higher than that.
Yeah. So let's talk pinup versus. This is going to be spicy. Let's talk pinup versus pin down for a second. A lot of people talk. A lot of questions about that.
I'd be confused all the time because it used to be pin down rolls early, pin up goes further.
That's right. So pinup, I like to instead refer to those types of layouts as quicker response layouts. When the pin goes below the fingers, they become slower response layouts. Now, I say this because if you get somebody like myself who was playing 90 by 2.5, 90 by 3, my pin up was right here, but it looked like a pin down ball.
Yeah.
For me, a pin down ball was here, my pin in line with my fingers. But people would say, "Oh, that's pin up. That's by your fingers." Well, no, not for me.
Yeah.
So, generally, pin up layouts will be a very small valve angle, which drives the pin up above the fingers. So anywhere up here. Pin down, which is a large valve angle that tends to drive the pin down this way. Those are slower response. They don't see the friction as quickly. That's a very basic explanation, and as the show goes on, I'm sure we'll get more technical. So this is going to be a faster response. When it sees friction, it's going to start to really dig in. So it's not going to have as much motion down lane as the purple, but it's going to have a fair amount of motion for urethane.
But I have a strange feeling it's going to have overall more.
Yes.
Just with that core in it.
Yeah. It's going to be, let's say, within 1 to 2 boards more of the purple, but a much different motion, much earlier, much. It's going to be
It's just going to be much.
It's going to be much. Where the purple hooks down lane, it's going to. Ooh! I have something for this. Wait a second. Haha! I have my mask on. Whoop. I said I have my mask on.
Okay. I just put mine on.
Haha!
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So, grab a marker here.
Beautiful board.
Beautiful board. I got this from USBC Coaching. Steve Padilla, who is an amazing coach in the US, he actually gifted this to me when I was in Nashville. It is one of my favorite things. Okay.
Jacob has drilled at least 2 or 3, I think, of the double crosses. But he's also just got himself another purple hammer. So.
Yeah. I think we'll see. I think we will see Jacob throwing the double cross a lot. I mean, it's not like we can't go out and buy new black hammers. We can't buy any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So eventually we have to. Okay, purple, double cross. Aha! The purple. The double cross. Okay, yeah, I know it's not in the pocket. But the purple might start reading here and here. The double cross is earlier. We're looking at probably 3 to 5 feet earlier.
Which is closer to the old school urethane, like the grizz that we got to throw and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Right?
Well,
Looked at my feet.
I said, I can take my mask off here. I said, you know, we can't go out and buy black hammers. This actually reminds me a lot, because you have a black hammer.
I do have a black hammer.
In watching the motion on the double cross, it reminds me actually a lot of the black hammer, which will be nice because we can kind of put them head to head when we review it. Well, you got like 15 different urethane now.
I have, yeah. At the center right now, I have my Phantom, my gray Phantom.
Yeah.
I have the purple hammer. I got the Black Widow urethane. I have my black hammer and my red pearl hammer. And at home, I just recently bought a brand new blue Phantom. I have the red Phantom at home. I have a Grizz at home. I have the Brunswick Avalanche urethane at home. I have
the red pearl hammer, the red solid hammer.
yeah,
The gray rhino.
gray Rhino, yeah, and then I have my mix, which is technically part urethane. I was gonna say I have a Supernatural, red Supernatural.
Yep.
I have a Pearl Natural, and is that it? I feel like I'm missing something.
That's a lot of urethane.
I have three of the 4 Phantoms now, and Rob has the one I'm missing. So if I really ever want it, I know where I can get it.
Well,
But,
yeah.
and really the only Phantoms that between the two of us we don't have is the special edition one that came out overseas,
Oh.
right?
It's got that old Sapphire Zone
Core, yeah, with the urethane cover stock, yeah.
Oh.
But I did my one overseas ball, so, and I'm not regretting it, so.
Okay, so we've got the double cross laid out.
Okay, our volume thing isn't flashing anymore.
Volume thing.
Yeah, it was moving before, now it's not.
Okay, hold on.
Did we mute it by accident? Or are we okay?
No, you're okay.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. You're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Okay, I just didn't see it. I just didn't want people all of a sudden messaging you that didn't have any sound. So.
Yeah, I know the last videos had weird sound issues.
Yeah, it was this mic.
Yeah.
It was a little quiet. And then I had to turn it down when he started the drill press.
Did the BTU tech get used in anything after the launch of the BTU? I don't know.
Oh, that's another one. I forgot about those ones. Yeah.
The BTU has actually found a second life recently. A lot of people have stopped looking at it as a urethane and started looking at it as more of a weak urethane benchmark.
I was using it after the purple hammer.
Yeah, because it's probably 4 or 5 more stronger at least.
Yeah.
But it's starting to find a new life again. It's kind of odd.
See, this is my opinion.
Can't hear Rob now.
Uh-oh. Is it because you changed the camera?
Hold on. I know how to fix these things, honest.
Oh, there goes the speaker.
There's the Tascam one. Oh, I know why. Audio capture. That existing. 4K mic?
Go over and test now. Test.
Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now?
I think that's working. I think that we went out when we were talking. I wasn't.
Do.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't make me sing.
So what I was going to say is, because I am not sponsored by anybody. Advertisement. Anyways, I think the funny thing is the BTUs came out when? 4 years ago?
Yep.
One other company was trying the same thing,
Uh-huh.
but now most of the companies' urethanes are what BTU is. It's a modified resin base. Because technically it's all urethane, right? Just with different additives to make it.
Yeah.
So the BTU was basically the base resin for any ball without any additives in it to make it do what they want it to do. And a lot of companies that are calling it different things
Yeah.
are doing the same thing now, I think. Like a modified version of the base to get a urethane like roll. So, I mean, Brunswick could bring something similar back if they wanted to. But at the same time, they have the crops and the purples. So they don't like to match up overlay equipment too much, right? So.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they went out. They bought Black Magic, and we're like, we're buying the best of this, all of this stuff. And they went, ooh, hey,
Somebody else has something better.
urethane. I'm gonna buy EBI. No.
Well, they bought the Black Magic to get some of the cleaners.
Yep.
And they actually had a patent on a certain type of urethane, which is what we saw drawing a blank now. The one that came up before the True Motion.
Oh, true.
I
Yeah.
have a True Motion. That's
You also have a True Motion. Good Lord.
Yeah. See, I knew I was forgetting some. That's where I believe, rumors have it, that's where they got some of the technology that they put into True Motion.
It's crazy.
And then they modified that for the U Motion, which I never got to throw. But I heard it's good too.
Oh my. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you a U Motion. We may have to get you a T-shirt with just all of the urethane balls on it and have like a stamp to add other ones later.
I'm very upset at my wife that she never made us those shirts. The one that's your profile picture on Facebook.
Okay, so before we get drilling here, what color insert do we want to put in? Yeah, I know. There's no pink one. Pink would be amazing, but they only come out at breast cancer time.
Yeah.
And then they raise money for awesome things. Yellow? All right, yellow it is. It's what happens when you vote.
Yeah. I was gonna say blue or black, but.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is let's get lined up here for our switch grip thumb. 1/4 reverse. We drill our, as I said before, we drill our pitches into our switch grips at 1/4. That way all of us can share. If somebody gets something that's really cool, the other people can still throw it. Not necessarily the way it's supposed to be done, but we're rebels without a clue.
Well, it worked really good for you a few months ago when you grabbed my ball and started throwing in.
Yeah?
You needed something that was a little different, so.
It's nice when you can go to a tournament with 3 people and you end up with an 18-ball arsenal at your disposal. I like seeing them pop. Okay. Now then, let's start small. For all of you Pro Shop people out there, please, please, please remember with these large holes that you really want to start small and step them up. That way they don't heat up the ball. You're not going to end up cracking it.
Take your time and do it right.
Take your time. And turn on the back end. just thought about something.
What?
How much do we want this to hook?
I don't know, a lot. I don't know where you want it to fit. That's the thing.
Well, see, we put in a 5-inch pin to pap on it, which is going to it's going to force the ball down lane a little bit farther because it's symmetrical.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little more, but the cover is really early, which ends up kind of making it more mid-laney.
Yeah.
So, do I dunk the thumb the extra inch to increase the differential in it to try to get the flare more, or do I just use it at 0.35?
You gotta dump the ball. You gotta get more flare. You gotta see if we can make it all the way around the ball.
Do it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just I wanted to ask. The smell. What?
I watched the video yesterday you put it up?
Uh-huh.
I was at home and actually was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, oh, look at that, that's awesome, but I can't smell it. I miss the smell.
Yep. Need some smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
Come on, Futurama. I forgot to say what my breakout ball of the year was.
Which one was yours? I'm trying to think. You had a couple, I know.
I think the... What was that one that came out from Ebonite? The one that started with P?
Polaris?
The Polaris. That ball didn't get enough credit. I know... I mean, that was a fairly strong ball, like a really strong core.
Yeah.
And it still had a lot of shape down lane. I was really impressed with that one.
We were cramming so much equipment in so little time, right?
Yeah.
Like Medusa was a good ball, but we didn't really get a chance to throw it very much.
Yep. You did actually pretty well with the command solid.
Yeah.
Power torque. I think that was probably
the power torque and the heat.
Yeah.
You re-released the heat.
Yeah.
I know you really love the heat. I think that's going to be a big ball on tour when they start up the flame track and maybe some short stuff.
Yeah.
But the power torque was good. I have to say this year with the pandemic and being open, being closed, being open, being closed, restriction this, restriction that, it's been really tough.
It has been tough. I would absolutely agree, my friend. It's hard to get, your hopes going and get yourself all hyped up, and then everything gets shut down, and then you start to lose hope, and it opens, and then it shuts down again, and then.
Yeah, we almost forgot the power torque, and I don't know how we could forget that ball, because that was good. Like I said, it's just there were some TVA balls that we threw, they were good. This kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Power torque, I'm hoping that the knockout is as good as the power torque.
Yeah.
Because the power torque, I didn't get to throw it on enough shots where there was a lot of defined friction to the right. Like, because we had the really swampy outsides on our Wednesday league.
Yeah, that was.
But when
rough for me, but
when I got friction, that ball hooked.
yeah.
I know I drilled one up for Chris,
Yeah.
and I think he shot like a 260 or something with it out of the box. So
He shot the last Wednesday or Sunday we came in bowl. He shot well with it again.
yeah,
Yeah. It's definitely it's an easy to read ball that gives you the most consistent reaction, I think.
yeah.
It just you know when you throw it what it's gonna do. So you know if it's gonna work or if it's not.
And the cover stock, even though the cover stock started to shine, like it lane shined a little faster than I liked,
Yeah.
it has that gold flake in it,
Yeah.
which meant it still hooked. Who would have thought that gold coloring
Yeah.
would be like the hook additive?
Isn't that why they took one of the gold spare ball out of?
Yeah, the old Deviate gold sparkle. That thing hooks so much.
Yeah, and then they re-released the crown.
And there was way more urethane above that sparkle than. Alright, let me finish off this thumb here. Was really good. guys can see that. But you see that ledge there?
Yeah.
That's basically what we've done is we've stepped all the way up in 1/8 to 1 3/8, and then we'll drill the 1 1/2 stopper to depth. So that way there's a tiny ledge for the switch grip to sit on underneath. It makes it more secure. That way it won't drop into the bottom, and it allows us to have that extra depth in the thumb hole.
Somebody asked if we drilled a ghost yet. There's one on the shelf Rob's waiting to sell.
Yeah. We didn't get one, unfortunately. During the pandemic, we were closed when they were coming out. And you know what? Companies have to spend their marketing money where they have to. As a staffer, they could send a ball to me that I wasn't going to get to throw while we were closed, or they could send it to someone who could use it, like a customer who was trying to buy it, because it was the hottest selling ball of 2021. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to. I'm going to spend some of the Patreon / Twitch / YouTube money, and I'm going to just buy one for us and drill it up so that way we can throw it, because I don't want to be the one guy who doesn't throw the ball of the year.
I was going to say, they don't need our help selling that one.
No, they don't need our help selling that one.
I think I just saw somebody else throw a 300 for the first time with it. So.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of. What I find is interesting is a lot of. I don't want to say beginner.
Mm-hmm.
The 170 average bowlers that have kind of decided that they're going to take a step up into performance equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and have picked that one, and are now averaging easily 15 pins higher. Just like, it blows my mind. Like, that's how good the ball is.
Yeah. Well, think about how good the pink was, how it dominated on tour as soon as it hit.
Yeah.
And we know from experience that white hooks more. That color set
Yeah.
hooks more. So
And that would be the only reason I would throw that.
yeah.
Because it's white. Otherwise, I'd stick with the 2.0 if I were to throw one.
A little different core shapes though. A little bit different.
I just like the solid.
Oh, I know.
I end up sanding the white one down so much. One interesting thing, we keep talking about liking urethane. Another thing that I like about the urethane
Uh-huh.
is the fact that most of them are two-piece.
That is true.
So I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
curious how this one's going to react. Now, it's got dynamic core in it,
Yep.
which is awesome, which is definitely going to help. It definitely is going to be something different to see how it rolls and like makes contact with it, for sure.
Well, you think a lot of the urethane we see, 1 and 2 piece, is also a little bit higher RG. They're harder to spin up.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of these low RG ones out there that read super early. So this thing could be one of those. Oh my goodness, you know.
I think it's going to be. I think it was smart going with the I forgot what it's called. The blue stuff.
Oh, yeah, the dynamic core?
With the dynamic core in it.
Yeah,
So.
agreed. How good a bag would that be? Gold, pink, and white. That's a lot of pearls.
It's a lot of pearls.
Yeah, I hope you're gonna. You just put in the 2.0 and the Widow urethane in there, and then that's fine. Watch everyone walk off your pair. You get oil, you get no oil.
I almost want to go to a tournament soon.
Mhm.
Just bring out my like 2 purples and put them on the rocks and see people squirt.
What?
Camera's frozen.
Sorry?
Camera's frozen.
My camera?
Yeah. Here, I got my mouse.
Neat.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky.
Why?
He's got a widow spare. He said downstairs.
Oh, must be
He
nice.
said the 2.0 widow urethane and widow spare. I'm like, working fine, and then I got the grill down, and then there we go. Now we got a hole. And it magically appears.
It appeared.
You hit the line right on.
Well, if I don't, somewhere Mark Buffa will beat me with a I don't know, a bowling ball.
With his trophy that he won for being, what was it, friendship?
Yeah, way to go, Mark.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you know what Mark does? A lot of people in the U.S. and around the world, I don't think have had the pleasure of working with or learning from Mark. Mark Buffa runs Buffa Distribution, which is like the bowling ball distributor for Canada. He's also an ex-Team Canada player. He's an ex-coach for Team Canada. I think he still might be a coach. Like, I know he coaches everybody. Mark does more for the sport of bowling in Canada than a lot of people do, than anywhere in the world. Like, he is a friend of the sport, and it was really nice to see him get the thanks from Ipsia, saying, you know, you the man. Is he working? Okay, good. So like yesterday's show, I said I've brought the pitch on my on this finger in a little bit. I have a little bit of a blister that forms. It's why I put the CLT offset on my finger, but I just, for some reason, it still really, really rubs. So I'm gonna try a pitch change because it's something newer. As I was saying about Mark. Mark taught me my Ipsia course, and lines are important. If you're really missing your lines, you're shorting your customer, they're not getting the proper fit. And we know that by changing pitches and spans, you can change the way the person rolls the ball.
Yeah.
Changes their tilt, can change their axis point. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on there. So hitting those lines, really important. Now watch me miss them. Yes.
You said you drilled fingers deep. That changes something too, right?
Yes, when you drill the fingers deeper, you raise the RG of the ball because you're taking more material out of the top, you're making it fatter, squatter.
Okay. And that would push the ball down further.
That's,
in theory.
yeah, it makes the core harder to spin up. So it's...
people that really like the jackals would want guys to drill their finger holes deep. That's what you're saying.
That's not going to change their RG. It's not going to change their differential that way.
Oh, okay.
Good lord, dunk a thumb in a jackal and get your 80 differential out. Okay, so there we go. Ah, this thing's like glass. It's so sharp.
That one's done.
That one is done.
Now, I have to say, out of the balls that we get, I'm excited to throw them all, as I usually am. These two are probably the ones I'm most excited with. I think only because I've been leaning a lot more towards the symmetric over the asymmetric lately. So, yep. But I do like myself some track.
I forgot I didn't change screens. Now you can see. Look, big hole in the ball. I got my 1.5 sharpened, and that thing makes like super smooth holes.
It was cutting so clean that I didn't even realize you were cutting until you got further down.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Nailed it! Yes, I did.
So that outside cover though, that is thicker than a normal cover, right?
It does look a little bit
A
thicker.
little thicker.
It does look a tiny bit thicker.
Interesting. What's the hardest ball you've ever drilled? Like you really had to lean on the bit because it go through.
There's been a couple. That one from 900 that had the ceramic core.
Oh, the awesome ball. Redux? Was it the
Yeah.
The Redux was
Or the DST or something.
Yeah, the DST, yeah. Redux DST with the ceramic.
Because even
Redefines the ceramic.
yeah, even before I didn't hit the nugget, but even the cover stock and the core around it were really stiff. So it was really hard to get through it. Normally 2-piece balls, when you're just drilling through urethane, are very difficult to drill through. But it was just it was a nightmare.
It's probably thicker because of urethane. Somebody asked why it's thicker.
Probably.
Because of urethane.
So you can see I have put my line on there, so I can see where that line is to drive it in. Get me some.
See, yeah, that's it. Inception.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have my slow zip from Turbo. This is the only slow zip, the slow product that I will use in a thumb.
Yes, I cried when you came home and found that ball cracked.
I think the whole industry went through an issue around the same time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff
Trying
from...
to push the windows.
Sorry?
Trying to push the window.
Trying to push the window, yeah. Alright, so I put a thin line in there. And let's drive this down. So much work, but always do a little bit of work now and make it so much easier for me later. Grab my thumb out of my spy.
Now, what do you think Brunswick's next vintage ball?
Nice. Oh, it's been so long since we had a vintage ball.
I think it'd be something to do coming out of this. I mean, they did the Quantum Evos,
Yeah.
right? Which is it's good.
But they're not even really vintage anymore. That's
No.
new technology.
Yeah, I'd like to see something close to it as true to vintage as we could get.
Yeah.
Like keeping the core the same with more modern technology.
So the problem with that is a lot of the older cores, if they are legal, they're still designed to work better with a weight hole.
Yeah, that's true.
So we won't be able to get the most potential out of them. Now, things I'd love to see. I'd actually like to see some non-Brunswick vintage releases. Could you imagine Columbia 300 Outrage as a re-release? They did the Pulse line.
Yeah.
Remember that beautiful silver?
Oh yeah, the silver outrage. Yeah.
Yeah. Like use the White Widow cover and put a strong core in there.
Yeah, I think some of the asymmetrics would be okay.
Yeah. Let me think. I mean, everyone always wants the Combat Zone or the Tracer.
Yeah.
But, like, what other brands? What about...
Well, you gotta always put the sapphires on.
Yeah, Sapphire. Well, yeah. What about bringing back the Crush line from Ebonite?
I'd like to see some of the monster cores come back, if they can do something like that.
Yeah.
Like the Smasher, the Bruiser.
What about bringing back the Reacts?
Yeah.
Or do the radical ball nobody really got to throw, the slant, something like that. Bring it a Columbia CUDA line, yeah.
There you go. Speaking of which.
Or the Crunch line, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got the Heat. Bring back
I mean, the Heat's more nameplate than.
the Heat's not bad.
Yeah.
But what about like the Triton Elite? Yeah, some of that stuff.
I mean, they have the whole library now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even taking the Black Widow Pearl cover stock and creating a new, what was it, 402 or 407? Or whatever the white one was?
Oh yeah.
Or even better, oh, I guess that's AMF.
Yeah, you can't do any of that AMF stuff. Trust me, I would love to see that old XS.
Who owns AMF now?
900, I think.
900?
Yeah, I'd love to see them re-release the XS.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The CUDA, I still think the CUDA would be amazing.
You could bring back the 3D offset.
Oh, yeah. Oh! The Synergy!
There you go.
That was one of my favorites.
I'm still waiting for a run on Pro.
Yeah. Let me cut down this thumb thing here and we'll keep talking. So we can at least finish this ball tonight. Make sure we got it centered nice. Have you watched any of the reviews with Jordan and Mitch and them? The JR's Pro Shop out in like BC?
No.
They're actually really good. Those guys, they have a team. They've got a couple of staffers from different companies on, and they do some different videos based on the brands. They're pretty cool guys, fellow Canadians. Just gotta hype the Canadians while.
Support.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise, I'll have to apologize, eh?
For sure. Speaking of which, have you watched the new Letterkenny?
Yes. While I was trying not to die over the holidays, I'm gonna switch over to the drill cam here. I'm gonna pass the thingy over there. That's okay. We're gonna get this figured out eventually. I'm gonna move the camera a little forward. Do it. I must have hit it. How's that?
A little bit more. There you go.
All right. Yeah, as I was saying, while I was trying not to die over the holidays,
I sat down and binge watched all 6 seasons.
Me?
So.
I watched it all too. And do you know that they've already signed on for season 10, 11, and of course the Shoresy spinoff?
Sure, you spin off of it. They're only going to be half an hour.
Oh God. I don't know how those are going to be allowed on TV.
Yeah. Yes, the Blue Nitro.
Oh,
Interesting to compare against the Double Cross.
yeah.
I mean, we can compare all the hammers against the Double Cross, but
Yeah, I think we're only missing a blue pearl for the original hammers.
yeah. We even had one of the re-release Blue Hammers.
Yeah.
You get your Blue Hammer.
Well, yeah, I've got the Baltimore one.
I'm not going to spend the $400 to get that. I've been lucky enough to happen upon most of mine, so.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky that way. Oh, the bag that you got with the balls?
Yeah.
The bag of balls. No, you did not show me your bag, Nick.
Let's see if I got a picture. My new bowling bag. That's a side. You see it? Vintage Rhino Pro teal bag.
That's pretty awesome. That is sweet, actually. That's super sweet.
Yeah. I managed to score that with my 2 new babies.
Now, hey, speaking of new babies, what else did you get in that little find there that we drilled for you? Your little orange friend.
Yeah, my Piranha.
That's right, an original Columbia 300 Piranha.
Columbia 300 Piranha. And I actually have a second original Columbia Piranha at home, waiting to get filled.
Oh my.
I think that one's just going to be filled and sat for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, hang on to that one.
Yeah, we have been lucky. We have found some pearls lately.
Yeah.
We just need bowling to be open for long enough that, we can go bowling.
So the last few years I've struggled with not having stuff for a little bit later on for me.
Yeah.
With the higher friction and stuff like that. So now I've gone out and found some really good gems. Like the red Pro Hammer and the Piranha and stuff like that. And what do? They go and soak the outside, so there's no friction to the outside.
Just for you, Nick.
Just for me.
Oh, I lost my paring knife.
I was gonna say, did you find it yet?
No, it's really bothering me. Like, the paring knife is the absolute perfect thing for deburring the inside of these thumb holes, and I'm just massacring this one.
Everything. You even use it when you cut down slugs.
Yeah.
Like slugs and plugs and like when you're going to tools.
Like, it is the most important tool that I've ever owned, and I lost it.
Sign up to the Patreon so Rob can buy a couple of them. Help a brother out.
Yeah, help a brother out. I need that $2.99, that sweet YouTube money and Twitch money so that I can buy a new paring knife. I got so many questions about this. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh,
Yeah. Like, I don't want sharp stuff, and, like, I don't have my paring knife, which really bothers me.
Well, little fine touch like that, you're not hitting the ball, you know, it makes it like,
Yeah, thanks for jinxing it.
you know how to handle a file. It can be pretty delicate stuff.
That's what she said. You can't leave that one alone. Like, come on.
That's what I'm here for.
That's right. Alright, still a little higher than I like, but I gotta wait till I get a new paring knife. Make sure it drops in. Beautiful. Make sure it locks. Even better. I put it in the right way around.
Now, I definitely wish people could get slapped by Turbo.
Why?
Doing what they do. It's just one of my pet peeves that some guys, we always put it at 6 o'clock because that's what Turbo says to do.
Yes.
Some other fine gentlemen move it around a little bit. They might put it at 7 or whatever. And that way you have to keep coming back to them, otherwise your thumb doesn't fit. You gotta pay to get a new thumb.
Yeah. There are some unscrupulous people out there, unfortunately.
You know.
All the bevel. Am I back yet? Good. I wanted to make sure that the camera was still rolling. I never thought about it stopping before. Last thing I'm going to do on this ball tonight is I'm just going to put my CLT on the fingers. Talked about this many times. I got a stupid hand. So to get it to sit flat, I angle my fingers a little bit. I've started actually doing this with a lot of people.
I was gonna say, you did it with me and it made
Huge difference.
so different. Yeah, it's crazy.
And you know, it just makes sense that where you put your fingers, where if you want your hand to lay flat on the ball, you should put your fingers in a position that allows them to be flat.
I mean, that's the thing. Fingers stick out, and none of them go straight. Like you can see, mine definitely goes straight. This one kind of goes a little this way, this one goes a little that way. I mean, when we're kids, we do stupid things.
You're not supposed to put it in the thresher. The wrong kid died.
So,
Oh,
you know,
man.
I guess, I don't think anybody's fingers and thumbs and all that stuff are straight, right? Like nothing's 0, 0. And that's why you gotta go see somebody that knows.
Yep. Okay, so you can see here. Bring it nice and close so you can see it. There is the center line. Here is where I'm lining my fingers up off of. Because you can see when my fingers are laid out in the holes, that line bisects them perfectly. So my hand can sit directly flat against the ball. Grips. Do. No, I'm saving that blue one. I only have 2 blue ones left.
I might be able to get you.
So I am saving them. I always use turbo grips. Turbo. Always use turbo grips and turbo switch grip interchangeable thumbs. Not because they pay me, because they don't pay me anything. I've been using turbo stuff, well, the entire time I've been doing ball reviews, so that's more than 25 years.
Before we started, I jumped back and forth, and I found the feel on the turbo were a lot nicer. I always found some other companies were a little bit more harder.
Yep.
And they just didn't feel, they felt very universal, where turbos felt, especially with the different shapes and sizes, that you had a better feel. But that's just me again, in my opinion. Please don't write in and say, you know.
It's a personal thing, you know. I know lots of people who use Ultimate.
Yeah.
I know lots of people who use Vice. I have never had an issue where I've even considered moving over to somebody else's. Like, I think I've had, 5 thumbs? I think I've had 3 break in the entire time.
I've had only 1 break on me, and it was only 1 little tiny tap.
Yep.
And I think I'm probably at 4 or 5 now.
Like, they have been incredible products. So, but I always say use what works for you. For me, I use the higher durometer fingers. That's why I've been saving those blue ones.
Yeah.
Because I wear through them so quickly. So, oh yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah.
I've always said, and I'll say it once again, comfort is king.
Comfort is king.
Comfort is king. If you feel like there's nothing on your hand, you can throw it more consistent than you can if you feel that you have to do something and make it comfortable.
Oh yeah. That's beautiful.
Okay, but you might have to pause that.
Oh God. I need some alone time back here in the layer room. Okay, so I think what we'll do, we've got this one done. I think I'm going to drill the knockout tomorrow night. I might do another stream.
There you go.
So we'll maybe drill the knockout tomorrow, and why don't...
Where's the thumb on the knockout?
The thumb on the knockout?
Is it in the blue section or black section?
It's in a blue section. Should we use a blue insert for it?
I think maybe. Oh no, my battery's low.
That's okay. I was about to say.
Yeah.
We're going to drill that, and maybe we'll lay out the Paragon tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, I come over here and check on Mr. Nick. Oh no, we lost Mr. Nick.
Yeah, the camera went out. It said low battery and then it went all battery.
Oh no.
What about background?
That's okay. Ah. Looking good. Layer cam. There we go. Because now you can see you can at least see the chat.
What is the jar with pink in it?
I don't know.
It's
I think it's Danhausen. Very nice, very evil. I think we collect teeth.
like teeth.
So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is we'll call it a night for this. It was a good stream, and we'll drill the knockout tomorrow, lay out the Paragon, and whatever questions you guys come up with, just throw them in the chat tomorrow, and we'll answer whatever. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This was a lot of fun. And I know you can't see me. I'm sorry. Ah!
You see your hands.
Ah! Look. He's a birdie. It's eagly. Don't forget to go watch HBO's Peacemaker that came out today.
I had to wait till Alice goes to bed before I can watch that.
Yeah, I think it's like rated R thing.
I can't even watch the trailers.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I think that's going to be it from us. Until next time, guys. We'll see you laneside.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you laneside.